Good morning, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us here on KXAN Live. I'm Will Dupree. We appreciate you watching. Last night, in case you missed it, KXAN aired an update to our investigative series that we're calling Missing in Texas. Now, this project launched 2 years ago, and it focused on holes in the system for law enforcement agencies sharing details about missing persons cases with the public. A system called NamUs, which stands for the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, is actually located right here in Texas. However, our state does not require police to plug in details into this public portal to help connect missing persons with unidentified bodies. Our investigative team learned this year that a new state lawmaker has filed a bill to try to remedy that. Here to discuss more about that today are two members of our investigative team, Josh Hinkle and Arzo Dost. Welcome to you both.
Thanks for having us.
Hi, Will and Josh. Thank you.
Arzo, I do want to start with you. You mentioned in your story that this lawmaker has filed a bill, and you found out that she did so after meeting with families of missing Texans. What inspired that?
It's such an interesting story, Will, when we were trying to see if, as the session was about to start this year, if there was any update to, the story that we originally had done about 2 years ago. And what we learned was that the Representative Lacey Hall, when she was doing block walking and knocking on, constituents' doors, trying to figure out what's really important for the people that she would be representing, she knocked on a family's door by the name of Fritz and met David Fritz, who we profile in the piece last night. She said, pretty much introduced herself and said, what really matters to you? And he said, well, as a matter of fact, I am dealing with such a crisis right now, and started talking about his personal family situation and what he dealt with his son, who went missing several years ago, but it took him 2 years to find him. And when he met Representative Hall, he was, as a matter of fact, headed back to South Texas. That's where his son's body was found, to recover his body. It was just an ordeal that he could not express enough of the heartache and torture that he'd gone through. And she just felt, she says that if he was going through this, there's got to be others dealing with the same thing. So that day, Representative Hall says she made David Fritz a promise and said, look, when I win, I will do something about this. Well, she won. And literally 2 days after, the election was over, she called him and said, let's get to work on this.
And Arzo, what is the status of that bill that's now been filed?
Well, the bill was filed about 2 weeks ago, and just getting an update from everyone with Representative Hall's office last night, they are very hopeful that it's going to get a hearing at some point next week. Right now, it's a really crucial time for them because they're talking to everyone that could be involved with this. We're talking about law enforcement, medical examiners, justice of the peace, depending on the county that you're in. And what they're trying to understand is who would be the right person to, enter all of this information into NamUs. So there's going to be some language change in part of the bill, and that's what they're working through right now. But they're hopeful that next week they'll get a hearing.
Turning you now to you, Josh, since you're joining me here in the studio, your team actually learned that 10 states do require police to do this kind of reporting and share information and put it into NamUs. Why has Texas not done the very same thing?
Well, that's a question we've been trying to figure out for the last 2 years since we first started investigating this. The NamUs system is housed in Fort Worth at the University of North Texas Health Science Center. So it does get funding from the federal government and from other places as well, but that seems strange to us that it's housed here, but Texas doesn't require law enforcement. Back when we first started 2 years ago, there were 6 states that required law enforcement and medical examiners to report all missing persons and unidentified persons details to the NamUs system. We're talking about things like fingerprints, DNA, dental records, other details that the public could access to hopefully, maybe make a match between a missing and an unidentified body. And since we've started investigating 2 years ago, 4 more states have now passed legislation to make that requirement. Some of them are near to Texas, like Oklahoma, for instance, is one of the latest ones that has this requirement. And so we did talk with a lawmaker, Charlie Guerin, who has NamUs in his district. He is the representative who represents Fort Worth. And we talked to him back then. He seemed like he was going to look into it. He said that, this is something that we need to look at. If there needs to be legislation to get this requirement going, then we'll look at doing that. We've reached out to his office several times. So far, all they've told us is they're still considering the issue, but no real movement. So we were excited to see a brand new lawmaker, like Arzo said, Lacey Hull, get involved just right off the bat. To have this as her first piece of legislation, I think that shows how important it is for her.
So, of course, we're going to have to keep tracking where that bill goes from here. Arzo, though, your story mentioned that there are other challenges facing NamUs, namely funding. What is the update, and what have you learned about NamUs possibly staying and remaining here in Texas?
Well, this is something that we've been watching really closely. NamUs, as Josh mentioned, is housed in Fort Worth, managed by the University of North Texas Health Science Center. And recently there were some funding cuts, and multiple sources confirmed to us that there had been a lot of impact because of the funding cuts, especially to services like DNA testing. And so they worried about the future of what was going to happen to it. And many feared that it was going to go away. Well, after reaching out to, those involved with the program many times, we finally heard back. And what we were told was that NamUs could move out of Texas, that it is in talks right now to figure out where it could go. But we were told by a spokesperson with the program that NamUs will remain a reliable and available resource for anyone who uses it. Now, the contract with the University of North Texas is up in September, and we were told by April there should be a decision on who will manage the program moving forward. But regardless if it stays in Texas or not, Representative Hall's office feels that this is a system that should be used statewide because it makes a difference for the families who are really just searching and trying to figure out what happened to their loved one. And all it takes is truly communication from agency to agency to realize and see if there are matches. And this system has simplified it with just a click of a button.
Arzo, your story does such a good job of detailing what exactly information is posted to this NamUs system. Can you just recount for people what all can go into it and what people can search on there?
The beauty of the system, NamUs, is that it can be used by anybody. There's other databases which are strictly for law enforcement and FBI, whereas NamUs, there's a section that is for law enforcement, medical examiners, but there's also an area for families to be able to go in and search. And everything from forensics information, DNA, dental records, clothing descriptions, are entered into the system. Descriptions like, the person that's missing having a scar in a certain part of their body that could be an identifying marker, or if an unidentified body is discovered, there's a lot of details for descriptions in that regard. So it really simplifies it, and really the matches are made because of the details that are provided not only by law enforcement when they do take part in it, but also by the families themselves. It's interesting when talking to Representative Hall's office, we asked, why is this not being used statewide? And she said, look, I was really surprised that this wasn't either. And what she's found is that either agencies don't know about it or feel like it's another step that they don't have time for to be able to do. And her point is, this is going to simplify things a lot more for you, save resources, time, and manpower, really, when you think about it. And the other beauty to all of this is that it will not require cases from the past to be put in. And that's where the cost saving comes in. So, and that was a big issue because Representative Hall said she wanted there to be no fiscal responsibility for it.
Arzo, I'm glad that you mentioned the part about, there being some pushback from some law enforcement agencies about this is an additional step they're having to take when they've already got a lot on their plate. But the fact is that all of this information, they're already compiling. It's part of the case notes, and they're having to give some of it already to federal databases. So this is not really an additional step. And in fact, this could help the law enforcement investigation, solve these cases. Since 2007, I know you found 600 cases in Texas alone have been resolved because of the NamUs system. People are going in there, and all those things that you mentioned, they're able to say, like, okay, I know my loved one had a tattoo or something, and so they have, maybe NamUs has information on an unidentified body that had that same tattoo, so that can help make that link. What this is really doing is, this is kind of people are at the end of everything, that they've tried so many other options, that this gives them a chance to see maybe there is a match between my missing loved one and an unidentified body that is out there. And the other thing is, making it a requirement for a law enforcement agency means that it's actually going to get in there, because like you said, families don't always know that this system exists, and when your loved one goes missing, you are in chaos. I mean, we've talked to so many families that people go into depression, people get divorces, families break up. There's a lot of stuff going on in a family. So that's just another thing you're having to worry about as well, making sure that those case details get transferred over to a system. If police should be able to already do it, then that's just one thing, another burden off of your plate.
And also, Josh, I'll just add to that it was very interesting when we went back to, Houston police, which the case that we profiled involved Houston police. And when we went back to Laredo police, because that's where David Fritz's son's body was found, they both told us that they really don't use the system. So it's very interesting that even today, the system that is available and free for our agencies to use is not being utilized.
If you're just joining us once again, two members of our investigative team here at KXAN are joining us to talk about this latest update to the Missing in Texas series. Josh, going back to you now, this is, again, the latest update for it, but what else can people experience if they're interested in hearing more about this reporting?
Well, we have kind of tackled this storytelling from a number of angles. You can watch Arzo's story. The video is posted at missingintexas.com right now. You can read the article that she's written, and it includes so much more than just the story of David Fritz's son, Joseph. Alice Almendarez, who is someone we've been following for the last couple of years. Her father was missing for 12 years in Houston, and I see she's following us right now on KXAN Live. Thank you for watching, Alice, and thank you for your support of this story. And we think it's really cool that the lawmaker was able to name the law after your father, also after David Fritz's son. So that was really cool. But also the other aspects of this investigation, there's a podcast. We have the Catalyst podcast that we launched when we started doing this missing persons research 2 years ago. So there's an update to that where you'll get to hear Arzo and I walk you through kind of the steps of this investigation. I keep talking about 2 years ago. If you've never experienced our original missing persons investigation, I encourage you to do so. You can go to mayberrymissing.com. This all launched when we started looking at this issue and came across the case of a 35-year-old man who went missing in 1999. His name was Jamie Mayberry, and he went missing from his home in the town of Kennedy. And, talking about the people that are watching with us right now on KXAN Live, I see Gina Littles, who is his niece. She was the last person to see him alive that night that he disappeared. And, she and her family have been very supportive of the work that we've been doing. And I reached out to Gina yesterday just to let them know that this update was going to be out there, that we were going to be linking to the Mayberry, Texas investigation. So far, there's been no leads in Jamie Mayberry's case. But we're hopeful by getting this information out there. Hopefully someone will put two and two together and help Gina Littles and the Mayberry family find some closure.
Well, I just have to commend you both on this excellent reporting that you've done for the last 2 years and for this latest update. I know that these families are going through so much still, not knowing where their loved ones are, and this at least sheds some light on the system and the progress that's happening. So, Arzo Dost, Josh Hinkle, thank you so much for being here and joining me.
Thank you, Will.
And if you would like to read a little bit more about this particular project, you can go to missingintexas.com. This is a multi-platform project. All the details are right there. Once again, I'm Will Dupree here in the KXAN live studio. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here another time. Please, everybody, stay safe and healthy, and take care.